to run against me in November. But if you do not vote, you don't mean nothing to me. Now, let me say that again. You can chop it up, you can say this and that, you can boo boo boo, but if you are not voting, you don't have a voice, and they know you don't have a voice. And so when you don't vote, you are only hurting the people that need help in our communities. So you must vote.
Wow.
If you don't do nothing, here's what I'm going to tell people. If you want to stand on a corner and sing all day, or if you want to deliver drugs all day, if you want to do anything, do it. But you still need to vote and register your vote. If you don't do that, then you can be anybody you want to be, but you're nobody to me, because we are allowing people to run our country or be in the place that we need strong leaders. If you don't have your voice, that's it. That's it. So when something goes wrong on TV, you can just say what you want to say. I can tell you this and tell them the sheriff said it. The people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th is going to vote. They're going to vote because they're on a mission to get certain people out. So if you're so mad about January 6th, if you're so mad about January 6th, and you're so mad about all the people who have lost their lives, then vote. Other than that, I don't hear you.
I agree with you. I agree.
I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
Danielle White also agrees and said, well said, everybody has to get out, and absolutely we got to get out and vote. Now listen, before we go any deeper into this conversation, usually here we at the end we usually say who we feel like you are to us, because when people come on the show they become family members, right? So I'm just gonna say that you're gonna be my Uncle Sheriff Garry. That's what I'm gonna call you, Uncle Sheriff McFadden. Somebody, because I feel like you putting it down, and my uncle is saying
COVID, and y'all can't even come outside for 2 years. What do you do?
Right.
So that's the same thing that I'm handling. I got 1,500 people that I got to find something to do with. So I have a women's conference inside my detention center. Why? Y'all got women's conferences at the church?
Yes.
I got guest speakers. I can bring in guest speakers. I can treat, and the women's conference is called Still I Rise. Okay? The men's conference is called Removing the Mask, because 90% of the brothers, we wear a mask every day.
Yes.
So then when we're talking about, and here's what happened. When these people were talking about, you don't know what I went through, I was molested by my uncle, and that's a grown man, and he gets emotional. But imagine this. If one of my detention officers said, bruh, I've been through it too. What? All of a sudden, our event goes from 1 day to 3 days, because really that happened to you? Yeah, bro, just because I'm a guard don't mean it didn't happen to me. Well, since we're here talking about it, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, yeah.
That's removing the mask. I said, bro, I never know that. He said, I can relate. And so then when you're talking about these things, it builds character and it builds self-esteem, and it takes you away. Because think about it. If you're just sitting in this box all day, ain't but so much of reading you can do. Ain't but so much of drawing you can do. But when you have, is there anything I can do for you during that time? Let me know. We're here to help you. That's totally different than when you say, put this on, give me your number and everything else. That's stripping a man of his dignity. So just giving somebody that humanity in the beginning helps us at the end.
Unc, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Normally this don't happen, but Lady D, I'm just, for the sake of the viewers who don't know, like, you're touching her. It's just sending tears and chills of joy in her. I can look at her and I can tell. I try to warn her about you, how passionate you are.
Okay. Will you tell Lady D this? Lady D, I'll make sure that y'all get this. We have a program. I'm program crazy, and I love programs. So imagine this. I have something called a haberdashery. I'll send you the pictures of that, because this is the last time y'all will probably see me in a little t-shirt and stuff, because I want y'all to know I do have clothes, I do have a little bit of money, and I do have fine Italian suits. So I know the ladies, I know the brothers on here probably mad for me to say that, but it ain't about y'all right now. So the ladies gonna understand that I got some nice suits, ladies. So I want y'all to say, we like Uncle G in his suit, and then you come back and watch us. But I have
Got
a
it.
clothes closet. I have a clothes closet for the men inside my detention center, men and women. It's called the haberdashery, because the word haberdashery is the same thing as boutique for women. So imagine going in there and have these suits. But Lady D, let me tell you what I have launched last week. I have a young man who was just as involved 3 different times. He comes out and we have this thing called the Next Great 50. Not only that we help you get a job, we had, I think 2 years ago, we had a job fair where 58 people got 66 jobs before they got out of the detention center. But I tell people, well, why are you doing this, Sheriff McFadden? And here's my answer. Well, if you don't want me to do this, tell me how you want me to prepare your neighbor. Because this person is going to be your neighbor one day. So tell me how you want me to prepare your neighbor. So I don't know if it could be your neighbor, could be your cousin neighbor. I don't know if it could be your neighbor, could be your cousin neighbor, but this person is going to be somebody's neighbor. So I'm just preparing better neighbors. That's all I'm saying.
I love it.
Wow, that's awesome. But what really, I mean, I love everything that you're doing, and I really applaud you. Like, it really touched my heart. But what really touched my heart and brought tears to my eyes is it brings me back to an experience when you talk about the humility. And I mean, years ago, and I never, the crazy thing is that I never ever dealt with this issue until you brought it up. Like, I've cried about it when it first happened to me. I'm sitting home and bounty hunters come to pick me up. Someone had pressed charges on me. You know, it was a guy who was liking me. He had pressed charges on me. He went down and said we had a baby together. He did everything. He set everything up. And then he went down and he said to them that I had threatened him. After he put a restraining order on me, he had told them I threatened him. I had no idea what was going on, anything. They came and they picked me up, and they picked me up on a Friday. And when they picked me up, they took me straight to the jail. They took me straight there. And me never being in trouble, never doing anything to anybody, I was stripped of my dignity because I had to go in. I had to take all of my clothes off. I had to squat. I had to cough. And then they put me in this little thing, and they tell me to take a shower. And then I had to put on their clothes and go and do the things that they were doing. And I'm like, but I didn't do anything. And I had to sit there for 3 days. And so when you talk about the humility, I applaud you and I say thank you, because there are people, I mean, these people do things, but there are some people that may not have.
Right.
But
and that's
the
what
fact
I told
that
them.
even if they've done something, you still treat them like they're humans. You still give them hope, so they have that opportunity to change their lives. So that's what really touched me, is that people are losing the humility, but you give it back to them, and you